What up, what up? Say Stoke G. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this is going to be Virginians are crashing out over high electric bills. So we're going to talk about it. So admin notes. Thanks again to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. Let's get into it. So Virginians are crashing out over high electric bills. So today is, I want to say, February 22nd, 2026, and almost a month ago now, I would say, yeah, almost a month ago now, we had like a deep freeze up here in Northern Virginia, the DMV area, right? And also some other parts of Virginia off of Highway 81 going towards West Virginia. This whole upper part of Virginia just got slammed with a snow/ice storm, right? And I know a lot of folks that live in Virginia, especially this area, understand what I'm talking about. I actually made a live, I want to say day 3 of that storm, where everything was, it stopped snowing and it stopped raining, ice rain. And literally, like, normal shovels could not get that snow up. It was solidified in ice, and I literally had to take a metal shovel and punch through the ice and actually punch through it in like a rectangular shape, and then lift the ice up as like a sheet and toss them. Absolutely, I've never seen it before, man. Never seen it before. So very unusual. I even saw a newscast yesterday where the guy said that this area of Virginia had not seen that sustained amount of cold since 1940s, right? And it makes sense. I mean, we've had some pretty bad snowstorms here during the time I've been here, off and on when I was in the Army. But I'm telling you, man, I had never ever in my life seen it snow like that, where like it snowed for more than half of a day, and then sleep. It wasn't even sleep. It was literally like freezing rain. They came down and it literally made a sheet of ice on the very bottom of the ice, of the snow, and on the top of the snow. Absolutely crazy, man. I ain't even seen that in Fort Drum in New York, man. It was absolutely crazy. So, in saying that, a lot of the dogs. Hello. Come on, Diva. So, a lot of the folks live up here in their homes. I'm pretty sure the heat was up crazy, because I don't think it went over, well, it was below freezing for at least over 2 weeks, every single day. Never got above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I've never seen that in Virginia like that before, not this part of Virginia anyway. So, nothing melted. It just stayed like that way. Even when the sun came out, like, it barely melted anything. It just stayed ice, man. So, like I said, of course, a lot of folks that have homes had their heat up on blast. I'm pretty sure that a lot of folks live in apartments had their heats up as well. But, a lot of times the heat is integrated into the rent. So I'm not exactly sure how those folks were affected. I'm pretty sure that somebody had to eat that cost, because the apartment complex, I'm pretty sure, was throwing out a lot of heat. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure some kind of way, either the person that rents the apartment or some other entity ate that cost, had to have. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to homeowners, I'm pretty sure they got hit big time. For myself, I know I did. I checked my my electric bill Friday, and yeah, when I made a calculation, I'm paying a little bit over double what I normally pay in electric. And I knew that was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we was in a deep freeze, man. Like, I had my heat up more than what it was before. You know what I'm saying? I knew the system was actually working itself, because it never got above freezing. So it makes sense for me to think that my electric bill is gonna be high. You know what I'm saying? There's no getting around it. I knew it was gonna be like that. But a lot of folks are like, they're crashing out on social media, TikTok, of course, and some of these other platforms, and saying, my goodness, I can't believe this electric bill is this high. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, let's get real. Let's get real when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a homeowner. I'm not talking about folks living in apartments or anything like that, or townhomes. Well, townhomes too, because you're paying a mortgage, unless you're renting. For the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are not going to sit here and tell me that you didn't expect the bill to be that high. with it being that cold outside. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you're trying to push responsibility off of yourself and onto the electric company. It's not their fault, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you see how it costs in anything in life, that's because it's driven by supply and demand, right? It also is dependent on, like, if that company or that entity is able to sustain itself with the funds they had before. And if they can't, they're going to put the cost on you, the consumer. That's basic economics, yo. That's basic economics. So, you know, there wasn't really any way to mitigate that, you know what I'm saying, other than, like, doing things with your house that a lot of folks don't do. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and go over some of that stuff, you know what I'm saying, because I've been a homeowner for about 10 years now. So, never had a home before in my life before this time. Never grew up in a home. I grew up in an apartment. To include, when I was in the Army, I was in the barracks. When I first got married, I was in apartments, you know what I'm saying? So I never experienced the life of a homeowner until 2015, right? So, you know, in saying that, you know what I'm saying, there was a lot of things that I had to ask my coworkers, a lot of things that I had to ask my family members that had homes, because I knew that the maintenance was going to be a thing I wasn't used to. So I had to get used to doing certain things. And when it comes, you know, like when it gets cold in the winter and it gets hot in the summer, like there's certain things you got to do with your house, man. If you don't, then you're going to have a high bill. You know what I'm saying? It's expensive to have a house, man. So, you know, when you have certain situations where your bills are going up, more likely it's because of stuff that you didn't do to your house to make sure that your bill stays a certain level. Like, you know, basic things like making sure the door frame is not cracked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have a really good seal inside your house for the heat to stay in and for the cold to stay in. You know what I'm saying? So if you have, like, you know, dry rot door frames, the rubber piece that goes under the door outside of your house, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that is compromised, that's going to affect your bill. If you have cracks in your windows, as far as the window seal, that's going to cause your bill to go up. You know what I'm saying? If you have a compromised roof, if your roof is old, that's going to cause your bill to go up. If you have situations where your drywall and your insulation is compromised, that's going to cause your bill to go up. You know what I'm saying? So, and it seemed like a lot of folks was making these complaints on social media were homeowners. So, I mean, they could have had all those things fixed, all those things in place, and still would have had a high bill. But I can only imagine that the bill that it had, if they made sure their home was straight, would have been not double. You know what I'm saying? Mine's are double because I have two HVAC units. I have what's called a there's terminology for it, man. I can't think of it right now. Maybe I'll go ahead and text it in the comments and let you guys know. But dual zone, that's what it is. I got it. Dual zone. So my house is dual zone. What that means is that I have two HVAC units that are connected to my house. One HVAC unit cools and heats my, it cools, I got a furnace. It cools my basement and my main floor. And then I have a separate unit that cools my upper level. I have a 3-level house, right? So that means that, you know, I got two HVAC units running at the same time. So of course I'm gonna have a high bill. You got folks that have one HVAC unit, right, and their bill is not going to be as high as mine, but it may be higher than mine if they don't have their house situated to the point where it keeps the heat in and the cold in when it's warm outside. So I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I'll make a video. No, I'm not going to do that. Nah. I'm not a crash out person, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just making this video, you know what I'm saying, to give some folks some perspective. Virginians anyway, as far as like why the energy bill is up, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're a homeowner, it's a good possibility because your home is not situated to the point where you can save money on your electric bill. If your house is old and you haven't maintained your home, you haven't done any type of repairs or anything like that, especially when it comes to the integrity of your house, you're always gonna have a high bill. That's just basic homeowner stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So just like I said before in the previous video, you know, not everybody is an entrepreneur. Everybody shouldn't be a homeowner. I know a lot of folks believe that's the American dream. I believe it is as well, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, you know, when you buy a home, and I'm not trying to make this into like a homeowner video, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I'm just relating this to these electric bills that were sky high in January. You know, when you have a home, man, like if you're scrambling to figure out how you're gonna pay your mortgage when you first buy that home, you should never buy that home. Like, bottom line, you shouldn't even entertain buying a home. Run away from the realtor. have him or her try to hook up somebody else, not you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a possibility you're going to have expenses every month that even supersedes your mortgage, meaning that your mortgage may be $2,000 a month, and you may have normal bills to maintain your home that's going to cost over $2,000 a month. So now you're going to be paying about $5,000 a month for that home. Stuff you should not be, stuff you cannot avoid, stuff you have to pay, because if you don't, your house is going to fall apart. So anyways, drop some comments, a conversation, know what y'all think, because yeah, man, these folks crashing out with these electric bills is, I mean, it's valid because, you know, if you can't pay your electric bill, they're gonna cut your stuff off, man. And that's unfortunate. But there were some ways that I think folks could have mitigated this situation for themselves to make it so it wasn't that high, right? If you have an electric bill that was $200, you're a homeowner, right? It was normally $200, and your bill was over $1,000, which I saw on one of these newscasts. Yeah, something's wrong about that. It really is. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll catch y'all next video. Say so G, signing out. I'm gone.